Newshour Special Edition.
Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the special edition of the Newshour and I am Swati Joshi. Let's begin the broadcast with debate number 1 on the political controversy over Jharkhand government's order of allotting a separate room for the Muslim members to offer namaz. The BJP has slammed the Jharkhand government, the Hanuman Chalisa government, of appeasement and is also now demanding separate places, separate rooms for members of other religions to offer prayers as well.
आवंटित किया गया है, बीजेपी इसका विरोध कर रही है।
उसका तो काम है विरोध करना हर चीज़ का। ये अच्छा काम हुआ ना। हम लोग भी नमाज पढ़ते हैं, दिक्कत होती थी थोड़ा नमाज पढ़ने में अपना केबिन में, तो वहाँ दिया गया है।
बीजेपी कह रही है कि उनको भी वहाँ पूजा पाठ करने के लिए रूम में मिलना चाहिए।
चलिए
बीजेपी कहना है कि एक ही धर्म पर सरकार का ज्यादा ध्यान है।
नहीं ऐसा बात नहीं है। चलिए
मैं इसका विरोध नहीं करता हूँ, लेकिन साथ ही साथ स्पीकर साहब को चाहिए कि चूंकि झारखंड विधानसभा के अंदर 82 सदस्य हैं, इसमें 4 हमारे मुस्लिम समाज से आते हैं, आप उनके लिए कमरा आवंटित कर रहे हैं, तो बहुसंख्यक समाज के लिए झारखंड विधानसभा परिसर में एक भव्य मंदिर का निर्माण होना चाहिए, ताकि विधायक ही नहीं बल्कि वहाँ पर काम करने वाले जो कर्मचारी हैं, लगभग 700 से ज़्यादा कर्मचारी वहाँ काम करते हैं, तो उनको भी पूजा पाठ करने में सुविधा हो।
You're watching the Newshour Special Edition, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's open this up and go across to our guests. We're joined by Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP. We have with us lawyer Shehzad Poonawala. Gokul Chandran, political analyst, joins us along with Tausifur Rahman, also a political analyst. Good evening to all of you. I first want to come to you, Mr. Chandran. The BJP has slammed this notification by the Soren government. BJP says this is nothing but appeasement, and it is also demanding now rooms to be allotted for members of other religions as well to offer prayers.
It is a disgusting approach.
Mr. Chandran, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hope you can get me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. This is a very disgusting statement and act by BJP. As usual, they don't have respect for any other religion, especially the minority community, and they always want to alienate Muslims from India. Aren't the Indian Muslims who are going to offer prayers? What is the biggest problem in giving a room to them for offering namaz? Okay, if you want to build a temple also, who is stopping you from that? And always remember that it is BJP government in Uttar Pradesh and Center, they are spearheading the building of Ram temple in Ayodhya. So there they are showing partition, and for a small room for namaz, they can't digest it. Also, okay, why only room for puja? You can build a room also for watching porn. BJP members are usually good in watching porn in assembly.
Gokul Chandran, let's stick to the topic. If the Hemant Soren government respects all religions, and like one of the leaders of the Congress party also was saying that it is a matter of faith in the religion, then why not respect everyone's sentiments? Why not have a multi-faith prayer room? Why only focus on one community? When you do that, why wouldn't one actually level allegations of appeasement against the government?
No, it is not appeasement. See, they are Indians. After all, Muslims are also part of India. They are Indians. And for your Indian people, making a facility for them, is it a big crime? Is it an appeasement? You are going for all religions.
Nobody is questioning anybody's nationality. Nobody's questioning anybody's nationality. The simple point that is being made is, since since the speaker also said that there was a similar arrangement in the old building also, shouldn't the government have pushed for a multi-faith prayer room when it came to the new building? That's the simple question. Why can't there be a multi-faith prayer room? People of other religions are saying that they would also want to offer prayers. Why are you focusing only on one community?
Tell you, I will explain that. If Muslims offer prayers in the roads, you have a problem. If the government makes a separate place for Muslims to offer prayers, that also you have a problem. So Muslims, if 3 times a day they are offering namaz, and they need a separate place. That's what they are asking. It is not like temple. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, I want to bring in Charu Pragya. Charu Pragya, according to Gokul Chandran, BJP has a problem with everything. When Muslims offer namaz on the roads, you have a problem, Charu Pragya. When Muslims are now offering prayers, will now offer prayers in a separate room according to the government's order, you still have a problem. But you don't have a problem when there is a small temple in Karnataka Assembly. The BJP does not talk about a multi-faith prayer room in Karnataka. Why not? Respond.
Swati, this was a great opportunity for Jharkhand government to actually prove that they are secular. As you rightly said, they could have made a room which was a prayer room for all faiths. Instead, they chose appeasement, and I expect no better from any state which has a Congress-run government. In fact, when you look at the number of MLAs in that state, out of 82, only 4 of them are Muslims. What about the 78 MLAs? Is that the way of showing that they are democratic, that they are secular? In fact, they have failed on both accounts. And this is not about criticizing something. This is only about asking them where the money to make this prayer room has come from. If they're talking about secularism, if they're talking about democracy, what about the 78 people which they cannot go and pray there? So here is a point where my co-panelist does not seem to understand the true meaning of secular. Actually, Congress party overall does not understand the true meaning of secular. They should go and rename themselves as the Appeasement Party of India now.
Okay, Shehzad Poonawalla, why does BJP has no issues when one talks about the more than 100-year-old temple in the Vedanta premise in Karnataka? Why isn't BJP pushing for a multi-faith prayer room there in Karnataka as well? And why would the Jharkhand government, that is the logic that has been applied, why would the Jharkhand government appease the Muslim community, which is in minority if you compare their population to the population of the Hindu people in the state of Jharkhand?
See, as far as the Jharkhand story is concerned, there is a context to it. This is not the first decision that the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha government with the Congress party has taken that reeks of appeasement. In fact, just a few weeks ago, they have dropped Hindi and they have dropped Sanskrit from the languages for government jobs, and they have kept Urdu, which is only spoken by 5-6% people. So that is also something that is being alleged. Another thing, a government employee who on 5th of August wanted to distribute sweets on the Bhumi Pujan. There was a letter of warning given to him not to do it, while the government is spending government funds on constructing a mosque. Now, this is the double standards of the hypocrisy that is being pointed out by the Jharkhand government. And, Congress has done a PhD in as far as appeasement politics is concerned. Rahul Gandhi himself is on record saying that we are a Muslim party. They opposed the Prime Minister going for the Bhumi Pujan. By the way, that Bhumi Pujan was by the Ram Janmabhoomi Kshetra Trust. It was not a state-sponsored thing. It was a private trust. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is that why not have a multi-faith kind of structure? When you are making a new structure, not an old structure which already exists, why would you only want to make it for one community? And this shows that Congress party, wherever it is possible, wants to play the Muslim card, the Muslim appeasement card, because in their dictionary of secularism, Muslim appeasement equals secularism. In fact, yesterday the Congress MLA Irfan Ansari has said Taliban is a revolutionary. What action have they taken on him? So this is the kind of Muslim appeasement. Now the same thing is...
Okay, Tausifur Rahman, respond to that. Mr. Rahman, respond to that.
No. Shehzad Bhai, good evening and good evening to everyone. The problem is that whenever any government does something for the minority, the word comes appeasement. Now, I am never against if something happens for the majority or the minority. But, ma'am, the thing is that I'm sure Shehzad, all the world knows, whenever you listen to the azan, whether it's 4:30, 6:30, 4:45 in the morning, we Muslims can pray anywhere in the world, whether it's mountain, beach, road, or train or flight, anywhere we can perform our prayer. Now, the problem is that when we perform our prayer whenever we want to or wherever we want to. Now there's an obstacle that why this particular community is praying on the road or the mountain or the beach or the flight or train. Now there's an obstacle. Now there's a law that you can't pray with 10 people, 15 people, 70 people. Why? Because we have shortage of space. Now, ek taraf we can't pray. Now if someone is allotting a space for the namaz, now there is something called appeasement. You know, the problem with BJP is not why Muslims are getting placed or why there is not a mandir. The problem with BJP that BJP needs a separate room where they will only do gossip about the minorities and the majorities. There is a problem. You remember in 2018 in Gurugram when a Friday
Mr. Rahman,
prayer was
nobody has an issue with the people of the Muslim community offering namaz. As far as them offering namaz on the roads is concerned, that was causing massive traffic snarls, massive traffic jams, and causing inconvenience to a lot of people.
Ma'am, let me finish.
I don't find tosses
Ma'am, let me finish. 78 is to 4. 78 is to 4. I totally agree.
Okay, finish your point.
Neutral prayer room. And till the time BJP is here, in our new India, the Muslims and the minorities will be treated as a third-class citizen. Take my word. It may be harsh, but that's the reality. In our new India.
Mr. Rahman, I don't know whether you are in India or you're doing this debate from somewhere else, maybe Pakistan, but this is not the India that we all know and love. And in India, Muslims are thriving. In fact, they live a much better life.
No, you have to know this,
in
India,
the world, and I
ma'am.
say that
Your
with all
sweet talks,
authority
your
and all
pinky points
responsibility.
won't give
but
any
more
benefit to the
importantly,
minority.
while you're exercising
Your
your
pinky
rights, you
dreams
cannot
or your
encroach
pinky
upon
points
the
is
rights
not
of
going to
others.
give any
And
dreams to
that
the
is very
minorities.
important. So
The
it is
problem
your
and the
right to
fact
pray,
is
but
the
it is not
minorities
your
and the
right to
Kisan and the
encroach upon
Dalits
the road, which
have
is
been
used by
treated like a
thousands of
third-class
people
citizen.
at that point of time
If you
during
don't
the
want
day.
to accept
No,
it, this
Mr.
is your
Rahman,
problem.
listen to what I'm
You come
saying.
out in the road
Listen
and
to
you
what
have
I'm
to
saying. Your
understand what
rights
is
in this
happening in
country
UP.
are not in isolation.
No, why should I
Your
listen to
rights
your
have
talk?
to be
No.
tempered
I
with some
don't want to listen to
responsibility
your
towards
dreams,
fellow
which is
citizens.
shown by your
And what
Prime
sort of
Minister Narendra Modi.
responsibility are you
I
showing
want to
to
see
your
my
fellow
own dreams.
One second,
being
Mr.
an
Rahman.
Indian. I
Mr.
don't want to see
Rahman,
your dreams.
when the
You only have
center
that point to
or
make.
the
Narendra
state
Modi's
governments
dreams,
come
which
up
is
with
totally fake,
policies,
ma'am.
come up with public welfare
Make a
schemes
neutral room where
and
everyone can
policies, it
pray.
is
I
not
am
based
totally
on
with that.
religion, Mr. Rahman. It applies to everyone. It applies to everyone. So in the recent past,
in
tell
fact,
me
most
which
welfare
public
schemes,
welfare
Swati,
scheme
end up
or
reaching a
policy
lot of
has been
minorities,
introduced
much
by
more
the
than
center
appeasement
or
word
by...
comes
No,
up,
one
ma'am.
second.
That's a
Mr.
fact.
Rahman, you're saying that Muslims are being treated as
this word
third-class
appeasement
citizens.
comes up?
That is your charge. So now specifically answer questions
course,
in
it
the
is.
recent past, and let's say only under the BJP government, which public welfare policy has been introduced by the central government, keeping in
India.
mind only the Hindu religion, keeping the Muslim community out of that public welfare scheme. Please go ahead.
Are you, if
And
you
Swati,
really
let
want
me
me to
just
talk
add to
about the
that. In
policy
any
and
of
the
these
schemes,
welfare schemes,
what
all
about the
the
torture
Muslims,
which
I'm
the
proud to say,
Muslims
are
are
the first
facing
ones
till
to
now in
turn up
India?
because they are
Why?
well
What
aware
is
of the
happening in
rights in
Uttar
this country.
Pradesh?
They are the
You know,
first ones to
in
turn
Uttar
up to defend
Pradesh,
these welfare
you know, there were some people wanted to iftari, where everything was
happening in
open,
Uttar
but they
Pradesh?
wanted to
Please tell
perform
me that.
iftari,
I'll
they
tell
wanted
you
to
what
open
is happening
iftari.
in Uttar Pradesh.
They
In
were
Uttar
taken to
Pradesh,
that
very
custody.
recently
Do
in
you
the
have
city
that
of
news?
Ghaziabad,
Do you
a
want to publish
non-issue
that
was
news? No.
created
You know,
into a
ma'am,
huge
we are so much
controversial
secular
issue, keeping
that we
religion at the
perform puja
forefront
during
while
Durga
it was an
Puja, and
entire
Times
When you
Now knows
highlight
this.
just one angle,
Times
when you
Now
just
knows
highlight
this.
one
But when
angle,
you
then
want
there
to
is a problem.
compare
I asked you a very
something
specific
with
question. When a
minorities
Jan Dhan
or
Yojana is
appeasement,
introduced, is
there
it
is
introduced
what we
only
get
for people of
offended.
the Hindu religion, Sikh religion, for Christians and not
Why are you
Muslims?
talking-
When the
why are
Kisan
you
Samman Nidhi is
talking about
introduced, is it
Yojana and
introduced
policies,
only
ma'am?
for Hindus,
We are Indians and we need Yojana
Christians and
and we
other
need
religions,
scheme.
keeping the Muslim community out of it? No, because you're constantly saying that the Muslims of India are being treated as third-class citizens, when the debate is about allotting a separate room only
Of course, I'm
to
repeating my
members of the
word.
Muslim community. I asked you a specific question. No responses on that front. Shehzad Poonawala.
Now let's speak one at a time. There's enough time for everybody to comment. Please, 1 second. Mr. Rahman and Mr. Chandran, I request your indulgence. 1 second. First of all, if Muslims are so tortured in this country, then why you want to make provision in CA to bring Afghani Muslims, Pakistani Muslims here, keep them safe with Taliban? Secondly, my more important point is that, see, this idea of secularism can't be that we will stop Durga Puja Visarjan and we will promote Muharram procession. That is not secularism. And I want to ask you, chalo, you want a namaz room for your namaz? No problem. Why do you call Prime Minister going for Bhumi Pujan by the Ram Kshetra Trust communal? You should then not call when a Prime Minister who's a practicing Hindu goes for any program which is a Hindu program for his own religious beliefs, then that is called as communal. You call him Sampradak day in and day out. You then say that no, sorry, we are wrong when we called him Sampradak, and then you make a namaz room. No problem. But you want to make namaz room and call yourself secular also.
Of course, Narendra Modi is communal. Amit Shah
Okay, Mr. Chandra, respond to that.
Raj was never communal.
Respond to that, Mr. Chandra.
Atal Bihari
Yeah, yeah,
Vajpayee
yeah.
was never communal. Narendra Modi is communal.
Shehzad,
Because he
you are drawing a very wrong line, Shehzad.
Namaz room is secular. ये क्या logic है?
Okay, Mr. Rahman, let your co-panelists also speak, please.
Shehzad, the Ram Mandir is built on thousands of Muslim graves, Muslim dead bodies, and Prime Minister of India, elected Prime Minister of India. Listen.
Muslim graves.
Listen.
Muslim graves.
And Prime Minister
Muslim
of
dead
India,
bodies.
elected Prime Minister of India.
No, Muslim graves and Muslim dead bodies.
How shame
Where is that coming
How
from?
shame it is. After the Babri Masjid,
Sir, have you forgotten that the Supreme Court gave a go-ahead? Mr. Chandran, have you forgotten that the Supreme Court gave a go-ahead?
After Babri Masjid
Are you forgetting that the Supreme Court gave a go-ahead?
Lost on that name, and instead of specifying and taking
And how many Hindus were killed during the Mughal rule? How many Hindus were killed during the Mughal rule?
Babri Masjid come about to be there?
So
What about that? How
why
did the
not
Babri
mosque
Masjid
also
come about to be
built
there?
on the
Have you
same day?
forgotten that?
How was the Babri Masjid constructed? How was the Babri Masjid constructed? What stood there before the Babri Masjid? How many Hindus were killed? How many of them had to sacrifice their lives when that was being done?
If I say
Also,
nothing, how can you
sir, okay, you're saying that the Ram temple has been built on the graves of Muslims, on the dead bodies of Muslims. You forgetting the Supreme Court gave this go-ahead for the construction of the temple? Are you forgetting that the Supreme Court has given a verdict post which we are witnessing the construction of the Ram temple?
Listen, Supreme Court didn't say who is right or who is wrong. Supreme Court never said that.
Supreme Court has asked for a mandir to be built there. This is secular. So abuse Ram
On
Mandir
a
is
compromise formula, Supreme Court went with the majority sentiments.
No, is this the view of
Gokul Chandran, what is the logic? What is the logic behind? What is the logic behind this argument? We are discussing allotment of a room in the Jharkhand Assembly for Muslim members to offer namaz. The other side is saying, why don't you create a multi-faith prayer room? Why don't you also allot rooms for members of the other religions and communities to offer prayers? In that, you're dragging in the Ram temple.
Why the hell BJP and Times Now is having a problem in building a namaz room for legislators in
Nobody has a problem. No, nobody has a problem. The question that is being asked is why not allot another room? Why not allot some more rooms for people of all religions to go ahead and offer their prayers there?
Go demand that. You ask that. You can run a campaign for a Chalisa room in assembly.
Why are you getting so agitated? Is asking a question a crime? Why are you so agitated? Why are you so agitated, Mr. Chandran? Even I can raise my voice, but I don't want to do that because I want to argue with you based on logic. I want to argue with you based on logic. There is no need to raise your voice. Why are you so outraged? Let the Soren government answer. Let the Soren government answer. Why are you so agitated, Mr. Chandran?
What is the vested interest of BJP and Times Now in dividing Hindus and Muslims?
Now
you answer this.
Swati, can I come
What is the vested interest? Why do you think that way? Why do you think that way? What is the vested interest? Is there anything wrong in asking a question? Is there anything wrong in asking a question, Mr. Chandran? What is wrong in asking a question? I asked a question to Charu Pragya as well about a temple in the Karnataka Vidhan Sauda. I asked her a question as well. You don't pay attention to that.
Can I?
No, Swati, 1 second.
Yes.
If I could just come in for 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. 1 second. Now, Mr. Gokul Chandran, stop screaming at the anchor. Stop screaming at the platform which is giving you the space to actually air your views. And first of all, according to you, building a Ram Mandir on the back of a Supreme Court verdict is communal. It's being built on the graves of Muslims. And you going against every tenet of the constitution and building a namaz room just for one community is secular. This is your idea. This is the Congress's idea. And how dare you insult the Ram Mandir and crores of Hindus by saying that it is built on the graves of Muslims. Does Tausif Rahman agree with this statement? Tausif Rahman, is the Ram Mandir being built on the graves of Muslims? Do you agree with this? Is this your secularism? This is the problem with distorted
Ram Mandir has been ordered by the Honorable Supreme Court. Shahzad
No,
bhai,
then
Ram
why
Mandir has been
is
ordered by
the
Honorable
Congress party
Supreme
or
Court, so
allies
we have
saying
no
this?
say on
Yes, then it should be settled. Then it should be settled. Then it should be settled. If you know that the highest court of the country has given that verdict, it should be settled, but it will not be. Because vested interest, like Mr. Gokul Chandran was highlighting. There is the vested interest, Mr. Chandran. There is the vested interest. These questions will continue to be asked. These questions will continue to be asked. Mr. Chandran, whether you're agitated, whether you have a problem, but these questions will continue to be asked. Thank you very much. That's all the time I have. Charu Pragya, Shahzad Poonawala, Gokul Chandran and Mr. Rahman for joining us on debate number 1.
The News Hour Special Edition.